What is going on, everybody? We are back with another CCW review. I'm Nick,
I'm Joe.
and we're here to talk about AEW Dynasty from 2026. Man, let me tell you. Listen, if you watched our Pick'em show, and I know none of you kept up with it, we got we got 3 matches right, and I say we tied again because
Yeah, it was a weird
and
book show.
and we called it. The one match we planned differently. You picked Will Ospreay to win. I picked for it to be a draw. And even after we made our picks, both of us were like, that means the Mox is going to win this match, right? And sure enough,
And sure enough, he sure did.
So we're 0-3 on the year on PPEs and PLEs and PPVs.
Yeah. What a weird show. Man.
Yeah, it was
Good wrestling, but weird booking decisions.
Good wrestling after half of the pre-show. It took half the pre-show to get there
because I was grilling, so
you missed the best
in and out.
thing to miss. We get a quick backstage segment from the very beginning during the pre-show. Listen, there were so many predictions of about 10 to 15 women that could be coming back to face Willow, and none of them were right. Not one fucking person I think I saw online got this right. I'd seen like Ruby Soho's name pop up because apparently she's been training and she's like ready to go.
That would have been better than this.
There was, I don't necessarily know because I haven't seen enough of Camille to know if she's good or not. Like she was just the sidekick while her entire first run.
Yeah, she was Monet's muscle.
But I'd heard Ruby, Britt Baker came up like she always does. There was, I even seen some people mention the really, really, really small Asian lady that wrestles for AEW.
Riho?
I saw Riho pop up as predictions. There were just a bunch. Like of just different women.
They were just throwing darts at the wall.
Joe,
what sticks.
Joe for fun threw out the name Nyla Rose. I mean, there were names. Listen, I even thought like, hey, that'd be funny if it was Abaddon for like a short stint back. Just come in, do some shit, and then leave again.
Right.
But no, the one person I don't think anybody thought it was ends up being the one that comes back. And here's the thing, though, that first segment, when she whooped Willow's ass backstage and was like throwing her constantly into the fucking overhead door was actually pretty dope.
It was fine, but she's not got an established enough name. So when she was beating her ass, I was like, who the fuck is this? I don't know who you are.
See, I knew who it was immediately. But that was because I was excited for Camille originally coming in the first time because I'd heard of all the great stuff that she had done over in Japan. So I was like, sweet.
Was she doing Stardom?
I believe so. And I was like, sweet, this is somebody that I've heard a lot of. And then she just ended up being fucking muscle for somebody else. And I was like, well, this sucks. Muscle rolls are never good for the muscle.
Jury's still out. Well, yeah, look how long it's taken Raquel to get out of that role and actually be considered a decent wrestler.
Wardlow, when he's not muscle, he's hurt.
Searching. Yeah, he's still searching for that. Poor guy. When's he coming back?
I don't know. Camille, and Wardlow are both on the new Gladiator show that's supposed to be airing.
Yeah, the one that Miz hosts.
And there's an old WWE superstar in there too. Rick Boogs is also on it.
Yeah.
So
it's a bunch of hodgepodge wrestlers.
I mean, that's pretty much what it was before. Well, bodybuilders, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Match 1. I'm just going to run through these as quick as possible because not a whole lot happened to him. Windsor versus Marina Shafir. And Shafir threw her socks at Tony again, which is fun. Windsor wins, and Shafir laughed after getting pinned, as she did last time.
Yep, she laughed again. She laughs every time she gets pinned now.
I think she's starting to lose her fucking mind, which is cool. I'm down with it.
Right.
Match 2, which I guess was, like they painted it like they were going to have a open challenge tonight on the show.
Which was what was originally booked.
So then, but instead of that happening, Camille just ended up having a match with someone named Big Ann. That's a name.
And she got her Big Ann whooped.
Yeah, she did. Camille wins with a Torture Rack Blue Thunder Bomb. I like the move. I
Who'da
know
thunk?
it's a fun thing. Somebody actually has a fucking Blue Thunder Bomb as a finisher. Post match, Willow Nightingale came down, confronted her. Camille just whooped her ass again, and then we moved on from there. Match three was the AEW National Championship match. This is the first good match of the show. Jack Perry versus Mark Davis.
This entire ass match.
That's sad because Mark Davis did Mark Davis things.
I missed the entire ass match. I came back in the house after going outside to check on stuff, and Jack was already celebrating in the ring with his belt. I was like, well, that was fast.
So Davis hit a stalling suplex on the apron, except it wasn't it was a stalling falling front suplex on the apron. Dropped Jack Perry like right on his ribs on the apron. It was pretty cool. Davis also hit this really nice elbow in the corner, like a running fucking forearm that looked like obviously he didn't actually hit him, but it definitely looked like he actually fucking hit him. And Jack Perry ends up winning with a Hurricanrana into a pin.
Neat.
I wouldn't have been mad if Davis won, but I didn't expect him to, so it is what it is.
Nope, not at all.
Match 4, AEW Tag Team Championship, women's. Hyman and Maya World. I'm kidding, it's Hyan. Hyan and Maya World versus Divine Dominion. And listen, this match actually ended up being A, more competitive than I expected, and B, not bad. Wasn't good, not bad. Again, Hyan and Maya World are still a little sloppy.
They're green, dude. They're 3 of the 4 wrestlers here are still kind of green, and then the other one is the Cross Lady. She just comes across much more polished than everybody else.
Right. My favorite spot in the match was actually a fuck up. And it's when Megan Bain went to go do her normal it's the Samoan drop and fall away slam that she does at the exact same time when it's 2 people.
Right.
And she's had no problem doing it at all, but these 2 women are pretty big in comparison to the women she's usually doing this move to.
Yeah, she's usually running around like the Sisters of Sin, and these chicks are a little thicker than that.
Yeah, she basically fall away slammed old girl onto the lady that she did the fucking Samoa drop to.
If they weren't close as a tag team,
they are now.
They are now.
It was fantastic. Thankfully, no one got hurt. That'd be a hard move to probably actually get hurt off of, because it's not like she flew far. But it was just fucking hilarious.
You just got to make sure you don't catch a stray,
Headbutt.
Hand or elbow or face to the face.
Yeah, don't do a live in Roxanne. Divine Dominion win somehow. I don't know how they won because I stepped away
won with their move
to get my food.
Yeah, they won with the double choke slam.
And then we kick off the main show. First and foremost, as far as Dynasty goes, I actually really liked the stage setup. It was different. They actually put a little bit of effort into it.
And they staggered where the screens went.
Listen, that's all you need.
Instead of horizontal, there were vertical screens.
That's all you need sometimes.
Hey, I applaud the effort. I also applaud the fact that they didn't have the last pre-show match bleed into the actual pay-per-view. Thank you for stopping that.
It'll happen again at some point. I just don't want it to be every pay-per-view. There's no reason to do it constantly. Main show, we start the match off with the Bucks versus Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada.
And it was a banger. It was a good match.
And yeah, it was a pretty good match. Might even be my match of the night.
Might be mine as well.
No, I know what my match of the night is.
Okay, I'll keep it here.
So
Unless I remember something else.
There were some really good reversals of people's moves when it was involving Okada and the Bucks because they've worked so much together. There was a nice little sequence where it basically ended with Okada flipping one of the Jacksons into his brother's asshole.
Yeah, they were doing the thing where Matt hangs on the rope and Nick dives over the top of him, hanging off the top rope to the outside. Okada just picked him up and dumped him right in his brother's rectum.
And then right afterwards asked him, he said, how's your brother's dick? And I laughed so hard. And listen, as much as I come down on Okada was the shining star of this match because of the dumb shit that he was doing the entire match.
Yeah, because usually he's the straight man. And he was not the straight man tonight.
If he leaned into this in-ring comedic thing all the fucking time and not just do it once in a blue moon, I would probably like watching him wrestle more. Because it's something that not a whole lot of people are doing, at least in AEW. At one point, Okada puts on the Bucks entrance gear and then stands in the Bucks corner so that when one of the Jacksons goes for the tag, it's him, and he starts laughing and gives them the middle finger. I was like, this is great, dude. This is the type of shit I need from Okada. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
Takeshita hit a really nice avalanche German suplex on Matt.
Yep.
Tak hit his running knee on both Bucks at the same time, one per knee. It was pretty neat. Tak and Okada finally did implode as we knew they would, but it was funny because in the process of the imploding, they were still fucking the Bucks up.
Yep.
They were hitting each other, and then they would move their attention to, whichever Buck was trying to get in the middle of things, and then they'd go back towards each other. I thought they were actually going to pull off the win in some stupid way like this.
They almost did.
But yeah, Tak went to stop the Meltzer driver because they were getting ready to do the Meltzer driver because he was on the outside of the ring.
And he let go of his leg and let it happen.
He grabbed the Jackson by the leg, and then he looked and realized it was Okada. He let it go, and he just let him do the move, and they got the win, and Tak walked out. He basically motioned for Don Callis to check on his boy. Yep. And then he walked out, and Callis was not happy. Not happy.
Nope. I need to see a replay. You know what? Tony Schiavone's like, you know what happened. You saw it.
My favorite segment also made me feel really bad, or one of my favorite segments of this match made me feel really bad for fans that buy tickets to sit behind announcers, and then you still have to hear Don Callis live.
But he has something important to say.
No, he doesn't. He never has anything important to say.
Then why does he always say that?
Because he's full of himself.
That he is.
But yeah, and it was funny about this match is for the first 5 minutes, it felt like any other Bucks match. They were running through the Bucks normal. It felt
like the match they had on Collision as the warm-up match. It was like almost beat for beat.
But like that was the first 5 minutes, and then they went on a 15-minute tear of this is fucking amazing. Like,
so pretty much your typical Young Bucks match.
Yeah.
Because despite whether you like them or you hate them, and I've been on both sides, them boys are some really good tag team wrestlers.
Match 6. Ricochet with Goa versus Chris Jericho, and we get our first swerve of the night on here.
First of many.
This one is one I actually was absolutely thrilled about personally.
I'm not mad about it either. Because it protects Jericho because of all of the outside interference. The only thing I hope this doesn't lead to is Jericho getting a faction again.
Yeah, no, I don't want a faction.
I don't want that. Please don't put Brian Keith and
I wouldn't mind
with him.
I wouldn't mind a Jericho tag team with somebody, but I don't want a full-on faction.
I'll agree with that. One person to bounce off of, instead of many.
He's some of his best moments are when he in the past is when he's been thrown in a tag team with somebody, like when he was doing stuff with KO, which was the first time that he did the you made
You
the
just
list.
made the list.
He had several other tag teams he was doing in between the Attitude Era. And
he had Big Show. He had
because there was Jericho.
Yep, Jericho. That was him and Big Show. He's with many people, and it works. He's good at that stuff.
Yep. So, but we'll see what happens. I will say, over and above all, Jericho looked better than I expected in the ring. Yep. Still didn't look great, but he didn't look as shitty as he did before he disappeared.
No, they kept it simple. You could tell they kept it simple. Ricochet bumped for him like you knew Ricochet would. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ricochet getting the win with the Spirit Gun.
It wasn't even the Spirit Gun. It was the Lion Salt.
It was the Spirit Gun and then the Lion Salt.
So
which is awesome.
Yeah, so Ricochet, it's to start the match. Ricochet hits a DVD on the apron that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Jericho managed to hit a Lion Salt midway through the match that didn't suck. Like, he didn't almost die in the process of hitting it. I was proud of him. And then right after that move is when the match actually started to pick up. Jericho hits a 10 punch into a Hurricanrana in the corner. And then Ricochet hits a vertigo shortly thereafter. Jericho kicks out. Jericho hits... Listen. The coolest thing Jericho did this entire match... Fucking Ricochet goes for a shooting star press, and Jericho managed to get up quick enough to hit him with a code breaker mid-shooting star press. Was super fucking dope. And I thought when it first happened, I was like, the angle that they were filming from actually looked kind of sloppy, but when they showed the replay, they chose a different angle to show the replay, and I was like, dude, that actually looked really fucking good.
Ricochet has some serious balance and really aided the him getting up for the code breaker.
Yeah. GOA starts to get involved, but Jericho kicks out of another shooting star press. Ricochet then hits the Spirit Gun, goes for the pin, but Goa tells him, no, do the thing. And Ricochet's like, oh, you want me to? Okay. And then he went and did the Lion Assault himself, got the win. And I was like, holy shit. Not only did you beat Jericho, you stole his fucking move to do it.
Right, and rubbed it in his face. So I don't think this feud is over.
No, it's not going to be over. But I liked how it started. We'll say that much.
It was a surprise in both quality and result. Yeah. So again, I'm going to do a lot of bitching about the result of the booking. This one I agreed with. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I like it.
Let's say
none of the other ones though.
Speaking of which, my match of the night, match 7, Andrade versus Darby Allin.
Yeah, this was a good match too. I can totally understand that.
These guys, listen. Darby did okay. So Andrade hits a surfboard stretch at the beginning of the match. Listen, I'm always going to absolutely pop for a fucking old school Mexican surfboard stretch. Like, you hardly see people do it, so when it happens, I get really excited. And his specifically, he starts off in a normal stretch, and then he grabs them by the neck and pulls them down to fucking twerk it even more.
Yeah, well, he had an opponent he could do that to.
Right. He dove into the ropes to do his rope pose, and it is the first time anyone has basically been like, I don't fucking care. Darby dove into him
himself.
And they both just fall through the ropes, and I was like, oh, so this is how this is going to go. Not that I expected any different, because it's Darby, and he will...
And then we got all kinds of outside the ring stuff.
Yeah. They get outside the ring, they fight for a little bit. Andrade then picks Darby up into a stalling suplex, walks him up the steel steps, sets him on top of the turnbuckle, smacks him into the ring, goes down to do his pose with the lady. Right after he's done, Darby coffin drops him to the outside of the ring, or while he was outside the ring.
Yeah.
Um, they went back into the crowd, started fighting on the steps in the crowd. There was a really cool moment where Darby drop kicked Andrade, and Andrade actually fell down some of the steps.
Yep.
Um, they eventually make it back into the ring. Andrade hits the three amigos. The third amigo, he sent them into the turnbuckle. Andrade went for a top rope Samoan drop, but Darby flipped him over and put him in a bulldog choke and almost landed on Andrade's head.
It was a wicked like crucifix bomb.
Yeah.
But he turned him all the way over, thankfully. Otherwise, Andrade wouldn't have a neck anymore.
I thought he was going on his head, but they managed to fucking...
That first time I saw it, I was like, ooh.
Darby hits...
He barely made it over.
Darby hits another coffin drop, goes for the pin on the when the ref Aubrey goes for the third hit. Andrade actually just grabbed her arm instead of kicking out, so she couldn't make the count.
She was disgusted.
She was mad.
Andrade's been doing that thing with her where he kissed her hand the last time she was his ref.
Yeah.
So she's been getting the ick from him.
Andrade hit his elbow, which always looks nasty.
Always looks gross.
Darby put Andrade in the way the match ended. Darby goes, and it looks like he's about to do the Scorpion Deathlock, but instead of putting him in the lock, he flips him over and pins him. I actually thought the pin was really fucking cool.
Yep.
And again, it was another surprise win that I wasn't expecting.
I didn't like the outcome. I wanted Andrade to win.
I did too. I'm
not upset that the match was really good. Andrade shakes his hand after the match, so even Andrade is... For him to be in a heel faction, Andrade does a lot of babyface shit.
That's because he's more of a tweener, dude. Like he doesn't even wrestle as a heel. Like he does all the posing and taunting and stuff. But I've always looked at that ever since he's been back as just him being cocky. The only truly heel thing he's done was the first time he attempted to come back and attacked Kenny Omega. Before he had to disappear because of the whole contract issue.
Yep. Before he got in touch with Rush's lawyers.
Yeah. So, I just thought this match was fucking amazing. And honestly, it just keeps going well. AEW Tag Team Championship match. Another one that surprised me, but I'm happy with the outcome because...
I'm not mad at the outcome. Match was a little boring in comparison to their previous.
I don't know. Listen, all I need to be happy is blood, apparently, because and this one was the hard way. This wasn't even accidental. Yeah. Or no, this wasn't even on purpose. My bad. It was accidental, is what I meant to say.
No, but it added to the match.
So I don't have a whole lot of notes because I mean it was honestly a normal FTR and or Cope Christian match. I will say it was really cool seeing Cope wear his classic Edge inspired gear.
Yeah, it was weird seeing the name Cope on it instead of Edge.
Right. And even Christian, like, what he wears is still an ode kind of to what he used to wear because he's always wore that black armless tank top, sleeveless tank top. Except it was more fishnetty when he was younger. He doesn't have the body for
Oh, yeah, when he was... That was, like, way, way back. He went fully shirtless for a long time. That's what I always think of when I think of Christian.
No, I'm talking about from when they were tag team.
Right, when they were like, right after the Brood. Even the because the Brood they wore the white ruffly shirts.
Right.
But yeah, I remember the mesh stuff you're talking about.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a fun match. There were a lot of impalers. There were some unprettiers. There was multiple
shatter machines from both sides.
Both sides. I don't think I've never seen. I can't count on. I don't think I've ever seen FTR have a bad match.
I don't disagree.
Now I didn't watch any of their matches in WWE.
Off. Yeah, they in WWE it was a different story.
Well, I didn't watch any of their
criminally
matches in
underutilized.
WWE. I've only seen
That's because they only had skits where they were shaving each other's backs and shit.
right.
You'd have to go back to like the old black and gold NXT when they were wrestling bangers there against like DIY and AOP and American Alpha and shit like that.
So there's this part where, and the way Cope gets busted open, and they listen, they showed it in slow motion, and watching it happen in slow motion and watching him start to bleed like immediately was weird. I don't think I've ever witnessed something like that in wrestling, because there's almost always some sort of camera angle that is used where you don't actually get to see it happen.
Or they immediately cover themselves.
Right. But in this, so Dax was doing him and Dax were doing something in the ring, and
Cash went
to go grab the belt.
Tug of war on the rope, or tug of war on the belt.
Yeah, Cash went and grabbed the belt, and there was like he slid into the ring and was going to hit Cope with the belt, but then Christian grabs the belt, and they're having kind of a tug of war, and Christian's on the outside of the ring. I don't know how Christian lets go. But when the ref turned,
I don't know if it was Stoke or what.
But because Stoke distracted the ref, so that the ref's back was turned, and then somehow, some way, Christian lets go, and the belt flings, and they hit Cope right in the fucking face. That's what the spot was supposed to be, but I don't think he was supposed to face tank the title. And
yeah, he hit one of the. He was probably a little closer than he should have been.
And he wasn't the only one that got busted open from that move, because the strap also cut Dax's arm.
Yep.
But yeah, they showed it in slow motion, dude, and it hits him in the head, and immediately you start seeing the red stuff come out, and I was like, "Ooh, that sucked."
Be some stitches and some staples coming his way.
Another great moment was Christian tossing Stokely into the ring to break up the pinfall.
Yeah,
it was a little.
And FTR was pissed.
It was
was about to beat him up.
It was a little unbelievable because of how far he had to go through the ring to get to the pin breakup. I think it should have been closer to the ropes. It was still funny, though. It didn't detract anything for me. I was like, that's great.
Yeah, Cash was about to whoop old Stokely's ass.
So. Yeah, Cash was not happy. Or Dax. It wasn't Cash. It was Dax. Dax was the one running him down. FTR hits a super kick party on Cope, and they go for the FTR trigger. But Cope moves, hits them both with a spear. Some other things happen, and then FTR hits a shatter machine and win. And
yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed the match. It was better than I personally expected this match to be overall.
It was a little bit of a downer for me. It was still a very well wrestled match. Just it wasn't as good as their first match. Their first match was much, much better.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen, because I do think the next match for this tag championship is going to be a 3-way. LTC match is probably what they'll call it, because you can't say TLC.
Oh, that is so weak. just call it a ladder match. You can do all the other spots in a ladder match. I would rather that than to do the little acronym and it be weird.
It'll be. Well, the problem is they're the only ones.
It'll be CLT.
No, the problem is, so the reason why the TLC thing made sense is because the Dudleys were all about tables.
Christian and
the Hardys
were about chairs,
and the Hardys were about ladders. Yeah, they don't have any of that with these three teams in AEW, so it's probably just going to be a ladder match. But I'm sure they'll try to find some way to name it. It'll be like a double or nothing ladder match, or hold on, where is it? It's in New York. It's in New York this year. It's going to be a New York ladder match.
Oh yeah, they will be in Queens for the next for double or nothing. So,
but yeah, I love the match. Backstage, Willow said that if Camille wanted a title shot, she should have just asked. She'll see her at Spring Breakthrough. Listen, The next match is my stinker of the night, and it's not even because of who won. It's the TNT Championship match, the Casino Gauntlet. This is the first Gauntlet. And listen, I am not going to blame the Gauntlet as a whole on it being my stinker. I also spent a lot of this match running to the toilet to crap.
Well, you didn't miss anything. It put me to sleep.
My stomach started turning about 4 people into the match. El Colon came in. El Colon came in, and I was like, oh, man, I got a shit.
Daniel Garcia came in, and I fell immediately to sleep. Yes, that is a dig at Daniel Garcia.
So it starts off Tommaso Ciampa and Rush, and then Bandito comes in, and
Roosh.
Then whatever, and then Speedball Mike Bailey comes in, and then El Clone comes in, and then Pac comes in, and then Garcia came in, and unfortunately he's not in NXT. Anthony Bowens came in. And then Kevin Knight came in, and then something really cool happened. Bandito hit a 21 plex on someone that was trying to pin somebody else. And it's the second coolest way I've ever seen that move performed. He used it to break up a pin count. Then Wheeler Yuta came in.
Oh, God.
And then they did the stupid Death Rider train in the ring
spot.
thing.
Yeah, the corner spot. Boo.
And then some other things happened. And what ends up happening is Garcia puts Mike Bailey in his sharpshooter, Texas Cloverleaf, whatever it is that you want to call it. And he's cranking it. And Knight ends up hitting the UFO splash onto them, and he pins Garcia. I thought it was a really nice end. I was perfectly fine with Kevin Knight winning, as long as it wasn't anyone from the Death Riders or the Don Callis family. I'm good. Anyone else could have won.
I'm hoping this means they're gonna evolve his character. Because his character is stupid. He has got tons of talent in the ring, but
the way this happens, it could push us towards what I've been thinking was going to happen.
Him going to the hurt people.
Yeah, because
I hope so.
He hit
that way he doesn't have to talk, and MJF can. MVP.
He hit that splash on top of Mike Bailey, like while Mike was in the middle of being submissioned. So
yeah, all for everybody for themselves, brother.
It could start a little thing between them, and then we might see Kevin Knight in the Hurt Syndicate.
MVP wants to beat up Mike Bailey anyways, according to the internet. So
right. Match 10, AEW Women's Championship match, Tekla versus Jamie Hayter, and it actually ended up being pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was fine.
We get the stupid brawling
exemplary, but it was fine.
We get the stupid brawling bird set shit before the match, and I hated it.
We both messaged each other with the same.
I typed in my note, and then you messaged me, so I screen captured the part of my note and just sent it to you. It was
the exact same thing I said.
I fucking hate it.
I do too.
Tekla's pay-per-view entrance was pretty fucking fire, though.
Yeah.
They took the match to the ramp pretty early on. Hayter ate a DDT on said ramp. She kept trying to suplex her off of the ramp and shit.
Well, she just kept walking.
Yeah.
And walking and walking.
Well, it's because she would go to do the suplex and then Tekla would get out of it. So she'd still hold on after Tekla got out of it, and then it'd continue to walk a little bit. She'd try to do it again. Tekla was fighting that shit. She's like, I am not taking this bump. Tekla hits, one of the nastiest crossbody dives to the outside of the ring from a turnbuckle I have ever fucking seen, my dude.
It's because
Hayter fell.
Actually sold it. Hayter sold it.
It's not even just the sell. Great. I'm pretty sure it fucking hurt because
the way she left her feet when she splashed her.
Yeah.
and it was perfect.
Oh, it was nasty in a good way. It was a good
And
nasty.
they were close. The camera people were close, so you got to hear the thud on the mat of them hit the mat. It was great.
Yeah, it was. Hater hit a pretty good little tiger bomb, Liger bomb on Tekla. Tekla kicked out.
Yeah, Tekla got bent in half there.
A really cool moment. Tekla did her spider back bridge to dodge a clothesline, and then Hater just grabbed her out of it and put her into a tombstone. Fun sequence.
Yep.
And then Tekla ended up hitting a spider German suplex roll up bridge pin thing in the corner, and grabbed the rope
And
for
grabbed
the
the ropes.
anchor. Even though, listen, she's
She
got to
grabbed
get
it late.
she's got to get better at the grabbing of the rope thing because she grabbed it at 3 like it mattered at that point.
Yeah, it was late, but
But hey,
she was
look,
trying to get her balance.
he'll do heel things. Look,
Yep.
as long as it's not the sisters interfering every single time, I'm good.
Yep. It protected Hater in defeat, even though I don't think she needed it.
No, because she sucks.
Tekla got the W. So I mean,
No, this is the
it
first.
was win-win.
This is the first really decent singles match I've seen Hater have, since she's been back from injury.
Their other match wasn't that bad.
I don't remember it.
The one that was on the pre-show that had no stakes.
That's probably why I don't remember it. I tend to not pay as much attention
They
to
showed
pre-show matches.
flashbacks of it.
Okay. Listen, I also don't pay attention to their promo packages. I'll be honest with you. When they're doing their promo packages, I'm playing on my phone.
Yeah, that's because hardly anybody in this company can talk.
It's not even that. I watch the show. I don't need a promo package. I know why they're wrestling. I've never been a promo package guy. I watch the show. The promo packages are for people that don't watch the show. And
It's supposed to be for the casuals to catch up.
And need refresh. And that's fine.
But this company has a really low percentage of casuals.
The good news is the promo packages also aren't 10 minutes. It's like 30 seconds and they're back into the next fucking match.
Well, that's all you need, especially when you book 12 matches.
Yep.
Actually, it's way more than that. We're already on like 11.
Yep. Speaking of which, match 11, Continental Championship match, Jon Moxley versus Will Ospreay. Listen, Ospreay hit 2 hidden blades out the fucking gate. That bell rung. He hit that first hidden blade, and I immediately went, "Oh man, they're gonna let him squash this man."
Not quite, and by not at all, really.
And then Mox got up, and as he was getting up, Ospreay hit another hidden blade. They go to the outside of the ring. Mox finally gets the upper hand by hitting a paradigm shift to the outside of the ring. He hit another paradigm shift late in the match, and in a desperation attempt, Ospreay spun into a hidden blade on Mox, which was pretty cool. They should not have shown the replay, though, because the replay actually made it look like shit.
Yeah. He didn't miss per se, but it looked, he grazed him.
Yeah.
At most.
Ospreay hit a powerbomb, rolled into a pin, and then backflipped out of it while still holding on to him, and then hit a Styles Clash. I was like, what the fuck is that? One of the coolest sequences I've seen. Mox ends up hitting a pile driver on some steel steps to the outside. And then I didn't even write how this fucking match ended, but I know how it ended. They get into the ring. Mox hits like 15 paradigm shifts. Minor exaggeration.
Yeah, slight exaggeration. It was like 4.
Um,
Well, he hit 3 paradigm shifts and then 1 Death Rider.
Yeah. Which is pretty much the same move. And then
it's an elevated one. It's a lifting one.
And then got the win. And I was like, huh, okay, that's okay, I guess. Not that I was mad about it. I just wasn't expecting it. I thought you or I were the more logical outcomes in terms of just what I thought was going to happen. Either it was going to be a time limit draw or Will was going to win.
Yeah.
and they had Mox go over. I wasn't even
Turns out
mad. I was just like, holy shit.
He sucks at getting revenge.
Yeah, he does. Backstage segment, Renee's with Darby, and Darby apparently wants to wrestle for this title Wednesday night. I have a feeling the match is not going to happen because Max is going to be like, no, I don't wrestle for the title.
I don't wrestle in Washington.
Yeah. So I do think they are going to build a thing, but we'll see. They might not. They could have this match, Darby lose, and we just move the fuck on.
Right?
So, AEW Trios Championship match: the Dogs versus the Conglomeration.
I was so confused by this match, almost the entirety of it, from the weird entrance of the Conglomeration all the way through the match.
So, OC is laying on this couch with a coat over his face, and they're doing a sitcom, a Friends sitcom inspired intro.
Yeah, there's a couch, a fake door, and like props of like a living room.
Like Roddy
on the
even
top of the stage.
Roddy even they're all mic'd up as well, so the people can hear him and shit. And Roddy's like, "Come on, we gotta go. He's almost here." And all of a sudden, you hear the knock at the door, and then Kyle O'Reilly comes in. Everybody cheers, which we all figured it was gonna be Kyle. Although it was fun to hope it was going to be hologram.
No, it was not. We can leave hologram off of every single show.
So then, they do this weird thing where Kyle's like, "Did someone say conglomeration?" And Roddy and OC was like, "No, no one said conglomeration." And so Kyle goes,
Roddy's the straight man going, just like he's like, just let's just go.
Yeah, and then Kyle goes, "Conglomeration." And then their music hit, and they start walking to the ring. OC gets his like 1 or 2 fucking weird bottle rocket firework things that happen.
Yeah, it was weird.
The Dogs come out. As the Dogs are coming out, Gabe Kidd pretends to piss on the couch, which was fantastic.
What was it? Connor was faking having sex with his title belt on the couch, and then Gabe Kidd was pretending to pee on it.
It was pretty wild. So then,
and thankfully Dave Finlay just flipped it over after all that.
After looking at his buddy's dick, apparently.
Well, he was fake peeing, thankfully.
So then. We get into the match. Pretty decent match for the most part. Clark hits a really nice spear onto the apron to OC.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to spear him all the way to the floor, but they only made it to the apron.
Yeah, I think they decided to not go that route.
And fine, it still looked good.
At some point, Kid took a move. I don't know what the move was. But then he disappeared completely from the match. The announcers had even said, they're like, "Yeah, we've got medical personnel looking into Kid." And then Kid eventually just completely disappeared from ringside. So I don't know when they snuck him to the back. But I'm guessing that is why we had the title change that we had. And I'm only saying guessing because I felt like if there's anyone that could have lost this match and had absolutely no issues, it would have been the Conglomeration.
Yeah.
And
they even looked confused. Roddy looked disinterested in carrying around the belt after the match.
Right. They end up winning the match by Kyle making Clark Connors tap with it looked like a leg. It
was an ankle lock. Essentially, it was a sit down ankle lock. It was kind of abrupt and out of nowhere.
Yeah, it happened. I'm pretty sure this was just an audible because I'm pretty sure Gabe Kidd got hurt.
Yep.
And here's the thing:
they're the new Bullet Club Gold.
Are they? Because isn't this the actual first time Gabe's gotten injured?
Gabe disappears like constantly.
Well, Gabe disappeared, but I don't think he disappeared from injury. I think he disappeared to have some tattoo work done and to show up in New Japan.
Yeah, probably.
And then he came back, and now he is injured and gone. probably for a while.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till reports come out. I'm sure that'll start happening tomorrow.
I I haven't been on Twitter at all tonight. Um, I'm trying to see if Sean Ross Sapp has mentioned anything because usually,
Shoulder injury, Tony Khan confirms.
Okay,
From 8 minutes ago from Fightful.
okay. So, yeah, we'll see how long he's out because they obviously haven't said exactly what it is as far as with the shoulder.
Yeah, hopefully nothing too crazy.
So yeah, new trios champions. And then our AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. This is match number 13. This match, for so much of the time I was watching it, I was actually not so much. The first 10 to 15 minutes I was bored as hell.
Yeah, you could tell they were like pacing themselves.
Right. Ref takes the diamond ring from MJF after the entrance, and they did this. They tried to do the whole contrasting entrance things. Kenny played heavily into the God of Pro Wrestling thing, and then MJF played heavily into being the devil.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what his little like thorned but horned little thing was on his head.
His crown.
His crown. That's the word. Thank you.
He's the king of hell. He's the devil.
There you go. Okay.
But yeah, so he even had the like upside down cross on his fucking top.
On his gear, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he was playing heavily into the being the devil. I put in my notes. Apparently, the ref is allowing a hardcore option from time to time this match because like they were using tables and other shits during the match.
Their referees are awful, man. Don't expect any kind of consistency.
No,
you should know better.
MJF ate a nasty flip over the top from Omega. I don't remember what the flip is. I wrote this sentence very poorly.
It's his Terminator dive that he always does.
Oh yeah. It was that's what it was. That makes more sense now that you said that. Yeah, no, listen. Yeah, Kenny ate all of that fucking.
Well, so a lot of things were wrong with this spot because usually Kenny gets a pretty good momentum going. He didn't hardly get any momentum, even though he hit two different sides of the ropes, and he just kind of very lightly over the top rope because of, I guess, where MJF was standing, because MJF was very close to the ring.
Right.
But yeah, Kenny landed right on MJF's head and face.
Yeah, he did. MJF was hitting moves you usually don't see MJF hit. And I like that about MJF because he's always got something different that he can do that he doesn't do all the time.
Yep.
Like in this match, he was hitting like poison ranas and.
He can wrestle any style. He's super good, man.
Kenny hits a gruesome avalanche one-winged angel.
Ooh. Yeah. That was a tough bump for Max there.
Max hits Kenny with a crossroads and then a package pile driver. We get a ref bump, and I was like, oh, here we go. We called it, and it's going to happen. It didn't happen.
No, but man, it was all lining up perfect for us.
Yeah, it was. MJF gets the ring out of the fucking ref's pocket because the ref took it earlier in the match. It looked like he was trying to like find his dick or something because he was going hard trying to find that whatever it was.
Where is it?
So Kenny ends up dodging the ring punch. He hits a one-winged angel. He goes for the pin. They lay there for like
No
20,
ref. Yeah.
20 seconds before another ref finally runs to the ring. MJF kicks out. MJF ends up hitting a tombstone through the table to the outside after punching Kenny in the ribs while the ref was checking on the other ref. He still had the diamond ring on because, Kenny still got diverticulitis. And he does a tombstone through the table, which is always a fucking scary spot for me because, that's...
Yeah, I thought Kenny landed right on the top of his head, but he got up. Well, Max kind of made him get up really quickly to go into the heat seeker for the pin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Kenny hit right on the top of his head.
Yeah, he hits the hit seeker. MJF gets the win. And yep. Listen, this whole show, okay,
was adequate.
Joe and I, again, went 3 and 6. I don't think have ever, either of us, gone negative
that poorly.
Picks.
Yeah. This was a weird book show.
Yeah. So we're 0 and 3 for the year so far. We're tied. 0 and 3.
Yeah, nobody's won a prediction yet. We've just tied.
But yeah, that's fun times. Fun times. Oh fuck, dude, this is gonna be a...
I don't know where they... I mean, I know what the world title immediate picture is, but they've got, just over 5 weeks to build to their next pay-per-view.
Double or nothing.
So I hope they've got something planned. I don't know. As far as like angles and progression of stories, this pay-per-view didn't do a whole lot for me. Because it kind of just kept feuds where they were with no progression, or the people who had already won the previous match just continued to win. So yeah, I don't know where they're really going.
I am pretty sure that okay. So Tony Khan has already announced that the MJF Darby Allin match is happening Wednesday.
Yay. Hey, maybe a post pay-per-view Dynamite actually being good will be interesting.
We'll see. I don't have faith yet. It's gotta happen.
You're
first.
not wrong. Yeah, TBS match as well will be on that one.
But no, I'm at a weird place in my wrestling fandom, and I've been here for a while, and it's probably why I'm enjoying wrestling more than you are right now.
I mean, I'm not enjoying it. I'm just confused by the booking decisions.
It's not up to me. The way I've been looking at it, it's not up to me to worry about booking decisions, because you're never going to know if booking decisions are right or wrong.
You just enjoy the matches
until whatever happens.
Sure.
Now, as a fan, there are people I would rather win. Like, I would have rather Andrade won.
Sure.
But for me, the most important thing is, like, I don't even really care for stories in wrestling anymore, because you're not going to find an original story to save your fucking soul. Everything's been done.
It heightens the match for me.
Right, and it does for a lot of people. I know I'm a rare breed where I don't necessarily need a story. I would be fine if there was not any stories in wrestling at this point, and everything was just matches. I like a good story, but we don't hardly have any in wrestling. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to enjoy the matches. So that's kind of where I'm at.
No, I envy you, but like the Max and Kenny match made logical, perfect sense. Even the Darby match that I didn't want to go that way, I can understand why they booked it that way, especially knowing that Max won. As soon as Darby won, I messaged on our Discord, was like, well, it looks like Max is winning at the end of the night, because you can see where that's going. I think the things that are like kind of irking me is the Will Ospreay thing is confusing. Well, they booked themselves into a weird situation with that, so that confuses me because I kind of want you'd kind of think that Will needs to kind of move on from them, but apparently not.
Right.
But there's a lot of people like that where they're no better off, after this pay-per-view than they were before it, and that there was no progression.
Right. Um, an interesting thing that happened apparently during all of the shows and stuff going on tonight. Eddie Kingston had posted something on Threads or whatever, where he was like, "Man, wrestling's changed," and that's all I'm gonna say. Uh, he says, I watched the ROH locker room." Well, he said a sentence that didn't make sense at all. Uh, oh no, okay, it makes a little more sense. Man, wrestling has changed. This is all I'm gonna say. I lied. Watch Ring of Honor. Um, and then he says, "At that locker room has common sense," which that sentence doesn't make any sense. Uh, and then he says, "So much disrespect, so much, and I get to sit and chill and not say anything. LOL, cocksuckers." And I guess a lot of people thought he was not happy with wrestling in Ring of Honor. Like that's what they thought he was doing, and this was actually just promo work against the people that he's going on against. Um, because he even said, I guess he did a quick back and forth with Sean Ross Sapp, and he actually said, "I just did it to be a dick because I'm bored. I'm happy as fuck. I get to team with someone as loyal as fuck as I am in Ortiz. We get to wrestle Tommy Billington, Adam Priest, Oliver, and Price." He's like, "That shit's fun to me. I like fighting the younger kids. I'm not mad at all." Um,
Yeah, people just read into too much stuff, looking for stories that aren't there.
well,
But of course, you can't just put inflammatory shit out there to stoke the fires either.
right. Um, I just think it's funny that what the fuck are they talking about?
Most of the time, when a wrestler posts on Twitter or whatever, I immediately think they're doing it in kayfabe anyways, and don't think that they're shooting anyways.
Right.
So it's people who want everything to be a shoot that kind of jump to that stuff and make it more than it actually is.
Well, and I think that's the big thing, right? Is everybody it's people that want it to be negative attention towards
Yeah.
whatever's going on. It doesn't matter if it's WWE, AEW, anything. People
Oh no.
people like
It's
to
just the internet wrestling community itself is just kind of toxic and wants things to be their way or no way. So they just fantasy book everything themselves.
yeah. Um but yeah. So I enjoyed the show. And we will see what happens on Dynamite. Monday we've got Raw.
Yep, obviously.
Wednesday we've got Dynamite. Thursday we've got Collision.
Collision.
Friday we've got our picks. Saturday and Sunday
is WrestleMania.
is WrestleMania nights 1 and 2. It's gonna be a busy week, folks. Busy week
Yes,
in the
it
wrestling
is.
world. And
Full ass week.
the good news is we only get these kind of weeks once or twice a year. So
I was about to say, usually SummerSlam-ish will be kind of crazy too.
yeah, because they do
Any
two nights
two-night pay-per-view now.
Fuckers. I wish they'd have done Royal
Which will
Rumble
be the
2
big
nights instead of
four.
SummerSlam.
Well, give it time. Give it time, brother. They're all gonna, the big four are all gonna be fucking 2 nights before you know it.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, he says.
It looks like um Gabe Kids is a dislocated shoulder.
Okay, that's not as bad. It's tears and things like that you got to worry about.
Yeah, so that's what they're thinking. Well, okay, listen. That comes from Dave Meltzer, so take that with whatever pinch or grains of salt you want.
Well, he's got his connections there too.
I know, but no, if it's a dislocated shoulder, he'll be fine. He'll be back in a couple weeks. I've dislocated a shoulder.
Which is the best prognosis you can hope for there.
I've dislocated a shoulder, and I popped that motherfucker right back in and went back to doing what I was doing. It hurt like a motherfucker. But
well, your job also wasn't to lift other heavy human beings up over your head too.
Very, very true. No, this was not a knock on Kid. What I'm just saying, it's something he should be able to come back from relatively.
No, like you said, it'll be weeks instead of months.
Right. If that's what it is.
Right. But we're not doctors. We just play some on YouTube.
All right, guys. So with that being said, we love y'all. We will talk to y'all for Monday Night Raw. Fuck, it's the go-home show for Romania. It's going to be so bad. All right. Love you guys. Deuces.
Later.